Hello and welcome everyone to our 13th live stream for the Empowerment Podium. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. And for those that are new here, welcome. I'm so glad that you guys are joining us today, and I really hope that you will stick around. You can join this community by subscribing to this channel, following us on Instagram and TikTok, and liking us on Facebook. The links to those socials are in the description down below. I'm so happy that we are joined by today's speaker on such a unique topic. Today we'll be following that same Q&A format that we followed for the past few live streams. So if you want to get in on that Q&A and you have a question for today's speaker, please feel free to submit any questions that you have in that chat feature, and we'll try our very best to get to some of those during our discussion. So without further ado, I want to present today's speaker. Today we are joined by Anjana Sathish. Anjana is joining us today all the way from India, so this is very exciting. She is a mother, a wife, a teacher, a coach, and an entrepreneur with a riveting life journey. From her experiences, she's gained a really great perspective surrounding success, learning, and positivity, which she'll be sharing with us today. So I want to welcome you, Anjana. All right.
Hi, Kay.
Yeah. Hello. I'm super excited that you're joining us today. So let's just, hop right into it and get started with some of these questions. So, as I just previously mentioned, you're a wife, a mother, a teacher, a coach, and an entrepreneur. That's obviously a ton of roles to fill. So can you tell us just a little bit more about your life journey and how you got to where you are today?
Yeah, I would like to tell about right from my childhood.
Yeah.
As far as my childhood was concerned, I was born and brought up in Kerala, and it was a very small town in Kerala that I was born, and very formal type of education, very normal way of living and all that. And as a student, as a primary student, I was studying pretty well, but my only nightmare was learning English. Yeah, because till 4th standard, I was in the regional language medium, which is a Malayalam medium.
Okay.
And I was really struggling to go along with English medium. When I joined there in my class 5, from 5th to 8th, it was a terrible time for me. Because if at all you have to answer any question, first thing you have to understand. And with a lack of vocabulary, you won't be able to understand anything.
Yeah.
So first thing, So I was even afraid to speak out whether I may go wrong or whether I answer to the wrong questions or I understood the questions wrongly.
Right.
And it went on like that. And after 8th standard, I got a very good teacher. No? So may I use this opportunity to thank my teacher who taught me and who made me sit here. Because he started right from the scratches. He taught me, he started teaching me right from A and where to use them, where not to use them. And he was simply superb, I should say. No wonder he got the President's Best Teacher Award in 1980.
Wow.
And I'm too proud to be his student. And it is because of him that I'm sitting in front of you today, I should say.
Awesome. Very cool.
Yeah. And after which I had my intermediate degree, which we call pre-degree. And upon completing my pre-degree, I could make up my mind that I would pursue English literature. Because of my teacher only.
Yeah.
So really, if at all you want me to choose between my parents and teachers, I would rather choose my teacher.
Wow. Yeah. They've had a huge impact on my life.
Really. Then after that, I had my degree. Whatever I could come across, I tried to learn each and everything. I happened to learn Veena, which is the South Indian classical instrument.
Okay.
Yeah. Because my mother was pretty good at it.
Nice.
And the Veena was there at home. So I had an opportunity to learn it. Then once I started learning the language Hindi, I fell in love with it. Really. Because it is such a sweet and good language that I did my post-graduation in Hindi.
Wow.
Thereafter, I took it up. I used to coach children for grade exams in Hindi,
Mm-hmm.
and time was running quite fast.
Mm-hmm.
Time was on its wings, I should say. So meanwhile, children were also growing. So actually, you don't get much exposure when you are a student, but
Mm-hmm.
you get much exposure when you become a mother, because we are dealing with everyday challenges, everyday
Right.
situations.
Right. Yeah.
So I think motherhood is the best thing. It is a challenging degree, I think.
Yeah. I'm sure. I can imagine.
Yeah. You want to be updated
Mm-hmm.
in everything, right from studies, sports, academics, or whatever comes across. Now, if at all they come to you with a doubt, no, you are the only teacher you can convince them very easily.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Along with motherhood, I was working as a teacher in my school, and that was my golden period, I should say,
Awesome. Very
because
cool.
teaching KG students, kindergarten students, now that is a heaven, I should say,
Mm-hmm.
because even the simplest things, now they make them happy.
Oh.
So it's really, really, really good. I enjoyed it like anything.
Mm-hmm.
After that, we had a relocation due to my husband's job change.
Mm-hmm.
And then we came to the second half, I should say. The second half of my story
Mm-hmm.
starts there. I started learning driving,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
I started in, I started becoming socially active in some NGOs we used to connect, where we used to visit old age homes and orphanages, and we had a pretty good NGO
Mm-hmm.
uh, in which people used to share money every month, and we never gave donations to any orphanage or any old age home.
Mm-hmm.
We used to give medicines, food items, because general food items, the old people are not supposed to take too much of food.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, they need bed sheets, they need cots, they need beds,
Mm-hmm.
all those things. So every month we used to go there, we used to get provisions for them, medicine for them.
Yep.
So that was a different perspective,
Yeah, for
which
sure.
was new to me, because whatever I saw was a family and people and relatives and friends.
Yeah.
But the forsaken and forgotten, no, that was a new thing, which was uh, I was finding it very difficult to digest, because even this type of things are there in
Yep.
our society, where we waste food, we discard relationships, everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that brought me a difficult and a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Then came a speed breaker in my life. Yeah, after two fractures, and I was diagnosed with what do you call cervical dysplasia.
Oh wow. Yeah.
But there too, God was with me,
Mm-hmm.
because I got the perfect doctors,
Mm-hmm.
and make this opportunity to thank them, because uh, they brought me out of the crisis, just like one comes out of fever.
Yep. Yep. That's a good way to put it. I like that.
So after that, I started uh, directing my energy
Mm-hmm.
to something different. I already used to help others,
Mm-hmm.
but after this, I felt that the society needs more, the forsaken needs more, the forgotten
Yep. Yep.
need more from us.
Yeah.
And the children also, they also supported my husband. My children, my son started donating blood.
Oh, that's
See,
awesome.
these
Mm-hmm.
simple things we learned once we were in crisis.
Mm-hmm.
Because not that we didn't want to do it earlier, but we didn't know, we were
Yeah.
not aware of it, that
Right.
it can happen to anybody and everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. You never know.
And, and we got a lot of friends now. See, you must have heard now, prayers work more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And in my case, it was true.
That's awesome. That's great. Wow. Wow.
And now I'm in front of you as an entrepreneur, if not in a big scale, a small scale entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
Because one of my family friends, they are having a weaving unit of their own, and they produce the best quality silks.
Oh, wow. Cool. Very cool.
So once, as just now we are conversing, no, just like that, we had a conversation. It was a normal conversation, which turned out to be the initiative for a
Very cool.
new beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Because I never expected 1 year or 2 years earlier, if somebody asked me, would you like to be an entrepreneur? I would have definitely said no, because
Yeah, it's daunting.
quite coincidentally, the things went.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, then I have my own friend circle who make handicrafts and then jewelry. And we all have actually, we don't do it with a business mind.
Mm-hmm.
We do it as a time pass, and we want to develop our talents.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally, we conduct exhibition and sales,
Mm-hmm.
and it goes on.
Very, very cool. Wow. You've had quite the journey there. You had ups and downs. You've definitely had a lifetime of learning, I'd say. It sounds like that's been kind of a constant theme throughout your life. Even in the low times, you're taking things away.
Yes.
And
one thing I have learned is that success never comes in one day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And one more thing, you should never waste even a minute, even a second in your life.
Yeah.
Because life is too precious to waste.
Right. Yeah, I 100% agree with that sentiment. Yeah. Well, that is quite a life journey, and thank you for sharing with us all the different phases you've been through and what you've learned so far. But I know from talking with you that you're a very big proponent of working hard while also allowing yourself to acknowledge failure and remain practical. So can you tell us a little bit more about your thoughts surrounding success?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as I said earlier, success never comes in overnight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It needs a lot of persistence and perseverance.
Yep.
If I'm right.
Yeah. Yeah.
One more thing, which I feel is that you work hard.
Mm-hmm.
Still, sometimes life gets unexpected turn for you.
Yep.
So you should be mentally prepared for alternatives.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you should never keep on working without any goal or without any objective.
Mm-hmm.
So, for which you shouldn't be shouldn't be traveling in one particular path only. You should have friends. You should have versatility.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I love that.
Because sometimes you won't get the main income, no?
Mm-hmm.
For example. So you should be always having an alternative. Not that I don't know that, I don't know this, I cannot do this. Don't go that way.
Mm-hmm.
We know everything. If you can do it, why can't I?
Yeah. Agreed. That's a great sentiment. I love that. Wow. You're definitely got a lot of different ideas surrounding life and how to look at it. And I think that's really admirable given all the things you've been through and the experiences you've had. I know you're also a big believer in learning from others. So what are some of the things that you think can be modeled by others and that we can all learn from observing others?
Yeah, actually, right from childhood, I used to read a lot now.
Okay.
So my heroes and my role models change from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
In those days.
Mm-hmm.
Once you read about jokes apart, I have great reverence for Adi Shankara, who is a spiritual guru.
Okay.
Because such a tender age,
Mm-hmm.
he could learn. So he had such a depth of knowledge now.
Yep.
Which no one ever, even with all the modern technology or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
no one else could ever have it. Even though he expired at the age of 33,
Mm-hmm.
I think he's the perfect spiritual guru.
Cool. Very cool. Yeah.
I wondered, I don't know how a boy of just 7 years, he was having so much depth in grammar
Mm-hmm.
and literature. don't know how he managed to have it. He's a divine child, I should accept.
Mm-hmm.
When I was around 10 years old, he was my hero.
Oh.
Because I was struggling with my English now.
Yeah.
So I felt he was so good at Sanskrit. I felt that he was simply superb. Even now I believe he is simply superb.
Yep.
Because now we can understand the spirituality or the meaning of whatever he has written. But that was not the case with the 7 or 9 years old girl.
Yeah.
Then once I started learning science, history, from time to time, my role models, they kept on changing.
Mm-hmm.
Not that my role models were keeping on changing, but I was learning new things, new characters, new traits in them.
Yeah.
Once I learned Alexander, he was having such a good teacher. And with a good teacher, you can conquer the whole world.
Yeah.
Again, I am coming to the point of teaching.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. So I think I'm not repeating the teaching factor. But for the gurus, but for the teachers of Alexander, he couldn't have become what he is, Alexander the Great.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to you become great, you need a real guru, real teacher.
You need role models. Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
And once I was learning Shivaji's story, I felt mother is the supreme power of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Because but for his mother, he wouldn't have become what we call him, Veer Shivaji today.
Yeah.
Then once I was learning again Ashoka the Great.
Mm-hmm.
He was so good. He followed Buddhism. He was so good at administration. He had the planning for a full civilization.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering how he could do it. Maybe I may sound a little childish, but these things now. Then again, when it came to APJ Abdul Kalam,
Mm-hmm.
our former president, simply nobody knows India, but everybody knows Abdul Kalam.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Then for Joan of Arc, she was very good at decision making, immediate decision she took.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't bother for the consequences of what will happen to her,
Mm-hmm.
what society will do to her.
Yep.
She never bothered for that.
Yeah.
And Napoleon Bonaparte, Abraham Lincoln,
All these
and
big
again,
figures.
and the Travancore king, Swati Tirunal. I don't know whether you have heard of him or not.
Mm-hmm.
The Kerala prince, Swati Tirunal. He was so versatile at the beginning of the 19th century.
Mm-hmm.
When there was no particular technological development or anything, he mastered 14 languages.
Wow.
He
14.
was so good at, he was a very good musician. He used to play veena.
Mm-hmm.
He used to write lyrics. He used to write kirtanas, everything.
Wow.
So, when they could do that much, why we are not able to do anything?
Yeah.
We are stressing out unnecessarily.
Yeah. We have no excuses compared to that.
No excuses. Truly said. Because we have enough time, enough exposure, enough of everything.
Yeah.
That's why we are not satisfied enough.
Yep. Yeah, no, I love that. I think you're totally right. Like one of the best forms of learning is role models and, emulating others and stuff like that. So I think
if you start learning new things now, one life is not enough for learning anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. I love that thought. Very good. Thank you for sharing your thoughts surrounding that too. So what, I'm curious to get your ideas on this, but what are your thoughts on multitasking and splitting up one's goals into small pieces? Because I know you've mentioned you've had success with this before, so I'm curious.
I would say multitasking is in our blood. As for ladies are concerned, I don't know about others,
Mm-hmm.
but as far as ladies are concerned,
Mm-hmm.
multitasking, it is in our blood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you are doing the role of a mother, you are doing the role of a wife.
Yeah.
You are able to have a very good work-life balance.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you want for an example for multitasking?
That's perfect. Yeah. You multitask without even knowing it, just from having all these different roles and stuff. So,
Yeah, you can answer to the phone
mm-hmm.
while teaching your child.
Mm-hmm.
You can do your household chores while listening to your favorite music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And even you are good at decision making than anyone else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it sounds like you think it's definitely a crucial component of success, but
You know why? You know why we are good at multitasking?
why?
We are good listeners, not only good speakers.
Oh, yeah.
We listen to other people's we always listen to other people's stories, other people's lives, other
Mm-hmm.
people's experiences.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I love doing that for
We
sure.
don't need anything to experience ourselves for taking any important decision.
Yep. Yep.
We can do it always. We can always judge things from other people's experiences.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah. No, I think I completely agree. I think multitasking, you do it without even knowing it, but I think that being able to do it successfully is like the key to being successful. And I think it's definitely one of the best ways to kind of break up your goals and achieve them in small pieces. So I completely agree.
Yeah, actually, uh, for one reason, it should be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you have a very big aim, very big dream, and
Mm-hmm.
somewhere in between, if you lose the track, you are shattered.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't want that to happen to anyone
Mm-hmm.
because we don't always have everything as per our expectation.
Right. How can you?
So it is better to split goals into split aims into smaller goals.
Yep. Yeah. Makes sense to me. Perfectly.
Even for day-to-day goals now, if you break it on a day-to-day or hour-to-hour basis,
Mm-hmm.
it'll be easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Build up to
You
the
can
bigger
complete
goals.
you can complete your work on time and it gives you a sense of accomplishment
Mm-hmm.
and it can boost you for the next task.
Yep. Yeah. Serves as motivation moving from one goal to the next. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Awesome. Well, thank you. I think this has been awesome, and you've got some fans in the chat. They're loving what you're saying. Very inspiring. So this is great. And I just want to kind of pick your mind on this, but I know from speaking with you that you also, because you don't do enough already, you also volunteer as part of a music therapy sessions for cancer patients. So I'm curious what made you volunteer to do this, what that experience has been like for you.
Yeah, that's a painful part.
Mm-hmm.
That's a painful part of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because as soon as I came out of my surgery after my cervical dysplasia,
Yep.
I found some of my friends and my daughter's friends, they were having cancer of one kind or the other. And many of them, they were in the earlier stages, and some in their later stages,
Mm-hmm.
and some even deceased. So that part was so painful. And even today, I'm so thankful to God that an early diagnosis and a proper treatment by the good and loving and caring doctors,
Yeah. Yeah.
that only prevented maybe my trouble or you can call it even my death.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But not everybody is as lucky as me, I think,
Yeah.
because many people got it diagnosed on a very later stage.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my friend's son, who was only 21 years old,
Mm-hmm.
was a lost. He lost his life to cancer.
So sad.
And his mother actually wanted to do something because that boy, he was taken to, his father was a doctor. He was
Mm-hmm.
taken to US for the treatment where
Mm-hmm.
he was provided with music therapy every week. So that little boy, once he wanted to do the same music therapy sessions for
Yeah.
cancer patients once
Yeah.
he comes back to India.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, he didn't come back.
So sad.
So the mother, who was a friend of mine,
Mm-hmm.
she wanted to do it for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she collected a group of college students, and she was doing a music therapy session every week.
Yeah.
And my daughter was also there. Some of my daughter's friends who survived cancer, they were also there. They were
Very
playing
cool.
musical instruments. My daughter used to sing. And I had opportunity to go there. So once I went there, I could see that this is a place where people need my help.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we used to go there for music sessions, and we used to sing. We used to play instruments. We used to play music notes so that children. And the best part is that the pediatric section in the cancer hospital. So right from the age of 2.5 years, children are there. And those 2-year-old, 2.5-year-old children, they don't even know what school is.
So sad. Crazy.
So, right from the day they have started seeing the world, they are there as inpatients.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we speak of bigger dreams, bigger achievements, bigger accomplishments. But the simplest dream for them is to go out, have a walk in the park,
Yep.
have an ice cream with
Yeah.
their family, to play sometimes to play for some time in the park.
Right.
And
Right.
the list is endless, and the dreams which they have now, they are the simple things we don't even bother for.
Right. Right.
And we went to the female section. There I could see that the ladies who are from 40 to 60, they are most affected by cancer.
Yeah.
Either because they don't bother, or because they were ignorant. So I request, may make use of this platform to request all ladies who are watching this, especially those who are above 40. Please go and have your medical checkups once in a year.
Yeah.
Take a pap smear test, take a mammo test, because it costs only a few hundreds of rupees, and which can save you once detected earlier.
Yeah.
Because 1,000 or 2,000 rupees now, this is less than an amount. Order from a restaurant, or from Flipkart or Amazon or whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
We keep buying things without bothering money. But once in a year, please go and do a medical checkup.
Yeah.
Because it can save you and your family from a big disaster.
Yes. Yeah. That's it. I think that's amazing advice, and I completely echo that. Yeah. It's definitely preventative.
And that music therapy sessions, I could feel that the people who are there, they really wanted such a session, because they used to forget their problems, at least for a while.
Yep.
Many of them, they used to promise us, next time when you come over here, we will get prepared with these set of songs, and we will sing along with you. We can play music along with you. And I think we are a part of reassurance.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's incredible work.
So this is something which gives us a sense of complete satisfaction.
Right. Yeah. I love that. I think, at least for
Because
my
many people, they don't need medicines. They need somebody to sit and talk to them.
Yeah.
They want somebody to hear their problems.
Right. Yep.
Even if you don't get a solution, the problem gets divided once you share it with somebody.
Yeah. I think that's admirable work, and I totally understand just people wanting to be heard, to have someone who's there that isn't going to be talking about their condition or their cancer. Just a distraction. And yeah. I've experienced similar things from volunteering, just a good feeling of accomplishment and, trying to help other people who are in less fortunate positions than you are. So I think that's super admirable and really great work. And I just want to say you have tons of fans, adoring fans in the comments saying you're
My
super
goodness.
inspiring, you're doing great. This has been very awesome so far. So I just want to close out with one more question for you, kind of surrounding the whole theme of this talk around positivity. But I know that over the course of the past year plus, positivity has been really difficult to practice. I'd imagine, especially now in India, it's potentially the hardest it's ever been. So my thoughts are very much with those in India going through COVID nightmares right now. But how have you managed to maintain your own positivity while also spreading it during this extremely difficult time?
Yes, you're right. Ever since COVID has come, positive, the word positive has this negative status, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Because wherever you hear positive, you're not positive. You get so tensed that you don't want to even to talk to them.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think, as per mathematics, minus into minus is plus.
I love that. Yeah, you're right.
So let me tell you, going away from negative is positive,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Going away from negative is positive, isn't it?
I love that. Yeah, no, it's very true mathematically.
Yeah, it's difficult for COVID.
Yeah.
For really COVID warriors, they're fighting a real war. But beyond that, even the frontline people, the doctors, the nurses, everybody is having a very tough time. But due to a very small percentage of irresponsible or ignorant people, things have taken such a bad turn. So my request is just a little bit of hygiene and a lot of self-discipline. That is all the need of the art.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. How are you? I know that you're a big proponent of spreading positivity. So what's your advice for us out listening today to help with spreading the positivity, not just for yourself, but for others around you?
To put in a nutshell, I would like to tell you that don't search for negativity in negative things.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. Don't seek out the negative.
Even in negative things, you may find one or two things which are positive.
Yeah.
So go ahead with those positives. Just like the lockdown situation in India, current India.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. Just avoiding
So
the
many people who have been running around for years and years, for them it's a real break. And they can do whatever they wanted to do in their busy schedule.
Right.
And which they couldn't do. Now they can practice doing those things.
I love that. Yeah.
And never lose your positivity, because the climax of negativity is death, which we are all going to face one day. So why to be negative always, even before you reach that death? There's no use in sitting and mourning, one day death would come and take me away. There's no use in it.
Agreed.
So better we'll face it. Better we'll face it with positivity.
I love that.
Because on reading Dr. Vishweswaraya's story, I once came across a remark, which is actually a remark, but I felt it was worth reading. Dr. Vishweswaraya, he used to work late hours, work for late hours in night, even up to 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock,
Wow.
till the next day morning.
Wow.
So he was very old when he died. So after his death, somebody remarked that Dr. Vishweswaraya was too busy to die, that death came and was standing outside his room waiting when this fellow will come out.
Yeah.
But every time death has to go back tired, because this man was keeping on working.
Yeah. Couldn't be stopped. I love that.
So I like those quotes.
Yeah. I do too.
That is the way to do things, actually. If you are too involved in anything, you forget your pains, you forget your troubles, everything.
Right.
Find that one thing which you love, however simple it is.
Yeah.
No matter what others think about it.
Yes. I like that. Do what you love. that'll bring some positivity into your life, and you'll radiate that out to everyone around you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, that definitely comes to the end of all the questions that I have for you today. So I believe that concludes our talk for today, but I just want to give another huge thank you to you, Anjana, for joining us today and so openly sharing your life journey and all that you've learned so far, the value of learning, the value of positivity. I know that I'm going to be working on practicing and spreading more positivity after this talk, and I really do hope that others will as well. So thank you so much, Anjana.
Thank you, Kay.
Awesome. Now, before everyone goes, I just want to do a couple quick shout outs. If you would like to share your story just like Anjana, let me know. You can email us at empowermentpodium@gmail.com or message us on our socials. As I mentioned before, we have an Instagram, a Facebook, and a TikTok account, all of which you can find by searching at Empowerment Podium or at the links in the description below. So give us a follow there to stay up to date on when we'll be going live next and to see some replays of our stories. If you like this stream, please like this video and subscribe to this channel. You can also hit that notification bell to receive a notification every time we post a new video or live stream. So thank you guys all so much for tuning in, and we'll see you again soon for another story.